Sick to my stomach. 4 in the morning, I can't sleep. In another city, worried about where you may be. Feels like I've been here. Stressing the things that I can't see. Where do you go? What do you do without me? Without me. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Losing my faith, I'm losing my faith. Slipping away, you're slipping away. I'm not okay, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Feel a little guilty. I feel like it's written all over me. Try to find a balance. Trust in you, trust in me. Feel a little heavy. Holding on to something that I don't need. I've been going through it, yeah. I've been going through it. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Losing my faith. I'm losing my faith. Slipping away. You're slipping away. I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. All I want, take me home, hold me close. Please don't let me go. I don't know. Can you call from wherever you are? I swear I feel you. Hold me tight, makes me cry. 'Cause you're so far, here we are, here we are. I'm not okay, I'm not okay, I'm not okay, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay, no, I'm not okay, I'm not okay. Losing my faith, I'm losing my faith. Slipping away, you're slipping away. I'm not okay, no, I'm not okay, I'm not okay.
Good morning, everybody. Since it's 122 of you in here already, I'm just going to let one more song play, and then I'll go ahead and want to get started. I hope everybody is well. And if Miss O is in the clouds, Miss O, I did not have a chance to watch your video last night because I actually went to sleep, but I'm going to check it out this morning, and I would like to do commentary on. Miss Olivia did a live stream on trauma triggers, and I would like to go through her video and then do a reaction to her video. So when I have a chance to do that, we definitely get into that. Okay? And good morning, beautiful soul. Aries. Uncle Shug, what's good? Shady. Angie. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Naima, the sun goddess. Hey, Miss Young Sniper. Now, here's the thing. I want the ladies to be aware that we're about to get a lesson in the double standards, right? And the hypocrisy that occurs in the Black community. Okay? Because I want everybody, and that's whether you're a content creator, whether you're a moderator or a subscriber that doesn't even create content, right? You upload shorts all motherfucking day and half the night, right? But all of a sudden, It's ironic to me that the motherfuckers that would accuse me of being a clout chaser and doing this because it's a money grab, it's y'all motherfuckers that are doing the commentary. And I'm talking about people that don't even usually do commentary. So for those of you that think that ZX didn't upload that video for the purpose of clicks, views, and attention and clout, guess what? You helped him. With the handcuffs around his fucking wrist. Because I can assure you this, his ass will be in handcuffs before I'm in handcuffs for cussing out his mouth. So if you think you were helping him, keep that same energy for all of these motherfuckers that believe that is, first of all, if you think a motherfucker with a gun in his hand, talking up underneath of your clothes, asking you with a pistol in his hand, if you came to his house without no fucking drawers on, and offering you, I don't have any romantic interest or any romantic relationship with this man, nor has that ever been the case. So if you think it's appropriate for a goddamn man to have a loaded pistol in his hand, talking up under your clothes, referring to you not having no drawers on, talking about his dick, keep that same energy and start raising bail and lawyers' fees for this nigga, because his ass is going to jail. Since everybody is the goddamn expert on the motherfucking law, right? First of all, Pennsylvania is not a stand your ground state. Second of all, he's lying to y'all about the fact that he has any convictions. And I'm going to show that again today. That's public record. He does have a conviction. Therefore, he does not have a permit to carry a gun, and he never had one. He's never had one any of the fucking times he's brandished a handgun. Now, although he's hidden those videos, we have every last one of them. Every last one of them. Including the one where he's lying to the police, saying that he did not have a handgun when he did, because he was brandishing one walking down the goddamn street. And for all of you motherfuckers that know so much about the goddamn law, not a single one of you said to him it wasn't a good idea. Everybody co-signed it, right? But you co-sign a lot of shit as long as you don't like the person that is happening to. Keep that same fucking energy. And for everybody that believes that he was within his legal right to come out of his house with a fucking weapon, right? Keep that same energy, because just like it's his fucking right to pull a pistol on me, it's my fucking right to have his ass arrested for threatening the pistol with me, talking up under my clothes. When if any of you motherfuckers had taken the time to read the cease and desist, you would see that one of the things that the police report was filed on his ass for in May, as well as the cease and desist, that was included in it. His unwanted sexual harassment. It's a lot of y'all that are acting like you didn't see the receipts of me saying that this dude's sexual advances were rebuffed, that he was the sexual aggressor. But because you don't like me, or because you take issue with me, it's okay for this dude to repeatedly, and then you have all these, maybe you bitches are attracted to abusive men. Because see, that's the issue with a lot of you bitches. You like abusive, toxic fucking niggas. And you want to pick and choose which ones you associate and deal with. This week you like this abusive, toxic nigga. The next week you might not like him. And then all of a sudden, all of the abusiveness, all of the toxicity, all of the dysfunction that you just co-signed in this fucking nigga, all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. At no fucking time did anybody ever see any proof of me having a romantic interest in this dude. None whatsoever. And I assure you this, if he had any way to substantiate. You know the reason why he doesn't release the audio? Because he can't prove it. He knows that if he did release the audio, it would prove that he was the sexual aggressor. And each time, in real time, his sexual advances were rebuffed, including when he offered for me to come to his house and to do a live stream from his house for the purpose of getting clicks and views. Every sexual advance this dude made was rebuffed. Do you realize that is in the police report? Everybody made a big issue of me contacting the police over a fucking month of this dude repeatedly calling the cops on me, repeatedly making video after video after video after video, live stream after live stream after live stream, attacking me, addressing me, and no fucking body had anything. Nobody said anything. The minute I start responding to him, who didn't hear me tell this dude, I don't want anything else to do with you. You stay on your channel. You do your thing on your fucking channel, and I'll stay on my channel and do what I do. You cannot control my channel. You did not build my channel. I've been down in the trenches before you came to this sector. I had a name for myself that I built myself before y'all got to this sector. Y'all encroached on this sector when we were already in it. This was not a nature boy sector. We've been here. So nobody needed to use anybody from the damn nature boy sector for any fucking clout or to make a name for theirself. My name was already known in this sector before y'all got here. For the purpose of clarity. And again, I'm going to play the audio recording because, again, I want all of those people that believe that this dude, was in his legal right. Well, I explained to the police why I went to his house. When I talked to Detective Brian, I explained to him why I went to his house. Do you think for some reason, if I'm on video camera, if the video that's going to be used to convict his ass shows me at his house, if the police find me at his house, what would make you think I wouldn't have to admit that I went to his house? That doesn't make any logical sense. It's going to be evident that I went to his house. And I'm going to make it known why I went to his house. And unlike a lot of these sick bitches that are attracted to toxic, abusive niggas, I didn't go to his house to have sex with him. All of these conspiracy theorists of it's a thin line between love and hate. No, that's how you bitches operate. I came from out of an abusive marriage. That's what my channel was initially built upon. Chronicling my separation from my fucking husband. That was an abuser. But because Black women that are strong, that have a backbone, that don't take any shit, there's often this double standard when they come out and say they were abused. Because they believe that if you stand up for yourself on every other level, you should be able to stand up against a goddamn full-grown ass fucking man that doesn't fight men, that only fights women. You should be able to withstand the blows of a fully grown goddamn man. Or you should just acquiesce and tiptoe and walk around on eggshells around a fucking abuser and hand over your power over your life, over your assets, over your body, And some of you bitches hand over power to these niggas to abuse your children as well. My mother being among them. Because that's how me and my siblings were abused. It didn't happen by accident. And the community concealed it. And you know the reason why so many of those bitches, whether it's my aunts, whether it's the older women in the community, you know how it was concealed? Because they were dealing with the same fucking thing. And they allowed their children to be abused. That's how you get a ZX. And at the end of the goddamn day, it's not just them. It's not just the mothers allowing the men to abuse them. Some of you motherfuckers are fucking abusers as well. That's how you get fucked up kids. That's how you get fucked up men that grow up and fucking abuse women. Being abused themselves and fucking and due to negligence. Emotional fucking abandonment. The shit that you get up here every day and co-sign while you watch people neglect their fucking kids. Claudiva is a perfect example. How long did people finance her alcoholism, her drug addiction, her neglect, and emotional abandonment of her fucking children? You paid her to do that. Y'all financially supported her while she did that. It wasn't a problem what she was doing. It was only a damn problem with the people that called it out. I don't have any allegiance to the black community. You know why? Because I get the gist that I don't have any fucking allies there. And those allies that I do have there are far few and in between. Those are other women that have made a conscious decision that they're not going to tolerate. They're not going to tolerate the sexual assaults. They're not going to tolerate their kids being molested. They're not going to tolerate black men abusing them emotionally, verbally, psychologically, exploiting them sexually and financially. I don't know how many times I have to tell these broads. First and foremost, I am not divorced. Secondly, I do not have a romantic interest in any of the men on this platform. I don't roll around with these dudes in back chats. There is no secret affair or secret relationship. That's a projection. If you find somebody attractive, you say you're attracted to them. Stop projecting that onto me. If you would want to fuck a man that spends all day long doing nothing but abusing and attacking black women, if that's your twist, then bitch, own it and stop projecting that onto me. If you find a man that puts women's nudes photographs, takes women's pictures, puts them on his channel, and berates and attacks women, if that's what the fuck you're attracted to, bitch, you own it and stop projecting it onto me. I'm not attracted to men that do things like that. There's nothing about that that turns me on. But that lets you know what the sick fucking psyche of a lot of these bitches are. They believe that despite the fact that you have this, you openly express your disdain for this person. These sick bitches believe it's some type of aphrodisiac. Bitch, in your mind it is. That's why a lot of you bitches have been in abusive relationships. With a nigga going upside your fucking head. I got a sibling that's in the goddamn ground. Because of a goddamn abusive fucking nigga. That's not a turn on for me. I watched my mother run out of the house naked, being bit in her back by a fucking animal that was also abusing her children and molesting her goddamn daughters. And she chose to side with the fucking abuser. Don't tell me about what the fuck goes on in the black community. Y'all can miss me with the bullshit. But what I am going to start doing is clean the motherfucking house. I don't want that ilk of people around me. And for the motherfuckers that think it's a game. How many of the people that said, well, why did the person go there? Why did the person do something? Why? Listen, no fucking body heard this motherfucker. I said we both threatened each other. So if we were both threatening each other, why the fuck did y'all co-sign him going to the police? How many people's mother has he attacked? Did he not attack and dox Victor Moan's mother? Has he not contacted people before regarding other people's families? This is a part of the hypocrisy. How many people has this dude doxed? If you give him the pass for putting Claudiva's nudes the fuck out there, why do you give him the pass when he did it to Let's Get It? And then the first thing everybody says is, well, she's a grown woman. These women got to be responsible. What the fuck about his fucking actions? But nonetheless, when it comes to Suge, right? Well, Suge should be responsible for his actions. Suge don't get the pass. There's a reason why. And I get the fact that everybody, hey, Fi. I get the fact that everybody doesn't like Uncle Suge. You don't have to. That's a part of the reason why he and I can get along. We don't always agree on everything. There are things that I do that he stands against. There are things that he does that I don't necessarily like or that I stand against. He is an individual. So what he does is not a reflection of me. Although people try to make it seem that way. He is a grown man. I am a grown woman. And we don't have any control over each other. I talked to Suge on the phone for 2 hours. There's a reason why I was able to do that. Because contrary to what people believe about him, he actually is a very loyal person and a friend. I get that everybody doesn't see it that way. You don't have to. That's your right. You don't even have to like him. There are people that may like Uncle Suge that may not like me, and vice versa. That's fine. We get the gist that we're two separate individuals. Our audience, to some extent, crosses over, but we also have people that were a part of our audience before our paths ever crossed over, or before our audiences ever crossed over. And one of the things that he and I talked about before I went there was about my sister's murder and why that's so triggering for me when I have men online threatening me. You know the reason why everybody makes a big deal? Here's the thing. Uncle Suge has seen pictures of me and my family that nobody else has probably ever been privy to. You ask Uncle Suge if the way that I was dressed, if I dress, that is the way that I dress. You know the reason why everybody is surprised that I was dressed the way that I was dressed? Because they expect me to show up with Timberland boots, jeans, and a dingy t-shirt on. I don't dress like that anyway. I don't even wear sneakers unless I'm going to a gym. don't even wear jeans that often. Occasionally, I may wear jeans, and even when I do wear jeans, I wear a nice blouse and shoes. So for people that don't dress or don't get dressed up, yes, they're going to think that you went above and beyond. I don't go outside of my door without my appearance being kept. I'm not a high maintenance chick, but I do take care of myself. I take care of my hair. I take care of my teeth. I take care of my body. My clothes are clean. I don't go outside my door with house scarves and bonnets on. That's just not what I do. And I've long grown out of that phase where everything I put on my ass has to be name brand. I'm not a walking, talking billboard for every name brand under the sun. I did that in my 20s. If a bitch wears tights every day and fucking dingy t-shirts, of course she's going to think a bitch went up. And if she's a tackhead, of course she's going to believe a bitch went above and beyond to get dressed to go someplace. If she leaves out the house looking like shit, if she only gets dressed on special occasions, again, I'm sick and tired of you bitches projecting what you are and what you about, how you move, how you operate, how you show up in the world, the fuck onto me. I'm sick of it. And I'm going to go through the chat in a little bit. I'm going to play this audio recording. At the end of the day, everybody that co-signed, everybody that this nigga told to share that video, I want you all to keep that same energy. Because make no mistake about it, I assure you, he will be in jail, despite the fact that I went to his house. For all of you experts on the fucking law, despite the fact that I went to his house, did you see a weapon in my hand? You cannot just come out of your fucking house because somebody is at your house. There was a reason why I stayed calm. Do you realize I was recording from 2 cell phones at the same time? Did you hear me make a threat? Therefore, where was the justification? He was the combative one. He was the aggressor. I did not approach him. He approached me. I was actually standing at the landing intentionally between his neighbor's house and his house. He walked down to me. There's a reason why I had him do that. Because if he could have stayed on his porch. Instead, he decided to leave the safety of his porch. He never had to come outside his door. Do you realize he could have called 911 and said, have this woman removed? So he has to justify why he came outside of the house for a woman that he claims has been stalking him. For all of these experts on the law, why did he come outside of the house? And when he came out of the house, why did he have the gun in his hand? Why didn't he just call the cops? So for you experts on the law, that removed the ability of him being able to claim he was in fear for his life because he came out of the house. And not only did he come out of the house, he came out of the house with a loaded weapon and approached the person that he's claiming was stalking him. You're going to get a lesson in how the law works. Do you think it was a bright idea for a person to upload audio? He knows I have the audio. The only reason why his ass was not arrested was because the video footage, they could not see the gun in his hand. What he did was give me the evidence that proves that he had a gun. So thank thank you for all of the motherfuckers that shared the video. I thank him for telling you motherfuckers to share the video. The irony is they don't share his content no other goddamn time. They don't share his content no other time. So we're going to see how this plays out. I can guarantee you, first of all, anytime calling somebody's house, that type of stuff, whether it was a senior citizen or not, that's not a crime that they arrest people for. You know what they would do? Refer you to the district attorney's office and tell you to file a complaint there. They don't arrest people for making for communicating threats over the internet. They're not going to come kick in your door or show up suited up and cart you off to prison or cart you off to jail for communicating threats or for harassment. Not even stalking. It doesn't work that way here. I don't care how it works in other states. I don't live in another state. I'm a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania resident. The calls were made from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The other thing, to debunk any myth, the police were given my legal identification. They were given my license. Do you think if I had any warrants, they would not have arrested me? Therefore, this man has been lying to y'all this entire time. He's been telling y'all, how long ago did he say the warrants have been issued? How long ago did he say I'm on my way to jail? Do you realize the very district where he was filing those false police reports at? Because the district attorney pulled up the police reports. Do you think that very district where he was filing those relentless reports, do you realize that is the police district that arrived at the scene? If there was a warrant, they would have taken me into custody. There is no warrant. There is no pending legal case because he doesn't have one. You want to talk about cash grabs? That was the cash grab. That was the clout chase. That was done with no other intent but to drive traffic and attention to his fucking channel. Do you realize he is on tape saying that he's going to leave it alone? And that I am telling the police, if you don't arrest him, this is going to embolden him. This dude has been stalking and harassing me, my moderators, and my subscribers for fucking months. Everybody hears my threats. I never denied I communicated threats. But what's happening is, because motherfuckers don't like me, they're ignoring the fact that this dude is continuing to threaten and stalk and harass people. While claiming he's the victim. I'm sorry, you cannot come out your house with a loaded gun and talk up under somebody's clothes and make reference to your genitalia. Especially when months ago, you were advised that you were being sexually aggressive and that your advances are unwarranted. Unwanted. Do you realize there is documentation to support that? Do you realize that is a part of the first police report? That he was telling me to suck his dick. That's in the report. If you think that's appropriate, if that shit turns you on by having a grown-ass man tell you to suck his dick, then have at it. I don't find that shit attractive. That's not a turn on for me. But clearly, you got a lot of sick bitches that do find that type of shit a fucking turn on. I don't. And the reason why I said I was going to give it some time and think things through, so that way I would not be reacting and I would not be reacting impulsively. That I would have had time to calm down, process everything that happened, and then decide what I was going to do. But it seems to me that you motherfuckers that think you're helping know what you did was make it evident that you acknowledge basically nobody had a problem with anything that he did. Okay, well, don't have a problem when the consequences come for what he did. Just like the consequences for me going to his house, right? According to y'all logic, was having a weapon pulled on me, right? Everybody's talking about his mother. What about the people's mothers he has harassed? Everybody's talking about him being doxxed. What about him being the initial doxer? What about all the people he's doxed? If you think there's not going to be a correlation between a goddamn man that is accused repeatedly of putting out women's nude photographs, do you realize the video where he's putting out Let's Get Its Nudes is on Uncle Suge's channel? Where he's having his moderators do the editing and sending him the pictures so that he can sit there and attack this woman? I'm sorry, you don't get to come out of your fucking house. Ask me, mind you, he asked the question, did I show up without any panties on? With the weapon in his fucking hand? I answered him and told him, no, I did not come here without any underwear on. He asked the question again with the weapon clearly visible in his fucking hand. Do you think that is legal? No, the fuck it's not. And again, he doesn't have the luxury of saying, I was in fear for my safety. Then why did you come out of the house? Why did you not exercise your option to pick up the phone and dial 911 and say, this woman that has been stalking and harassing me and my mother is outside of my residence? Because it was about his fucking ego. Why did he tell the police he was done with the situation? And then the first goddamn thing he does, not even 24 hours later, is upload the fucking video. Because yet again, it's about his fucking ego and it's about bravado. So for those of y'all that believe things should be handled the right way and it should be done and kept on YouTube and you should just use your rights. Okay, well, I'm going to use my rights. And if somebody has a right to threaten my life and then go file a police report against me, despite the fact that he's not just threatening me, he's threatening my children. I didn't threaten his children first or his family. He started threatening mine. I have never denied that there were threats made on both sides. But why did his channel remain? Despite months of him threatening me, threatening my life repeatedly, why did his channel remain and I lost 2 channels in less than 2 weeks? That was done out of jealousy and envy. And a part of his anger is because he could not control my platform and because I didn't want to play this little kiss and makeup game where these men are allowed to disrespect you and then come play back in your face. He was detrimental to me. I have a predominantly female audience. Everybody knows that. And everybody that's been around for quite some time knows what my original content is. You cannot have a goddamn platform built upon attacking black women on a daily goddamn basis. When it comes to men, straight men, you don't have that same energy. They don't bomb on other men like that. They all have a problem with Suge, but they don't go after Suge with that same tenacity. But day after day after day after day, they can attack black woman after black woman after black woman. I don't want anything to do with a male content creator that operates like that. My audience does not like him. So I have the right. He didn't build anything on my channel. I have the right to say, I no longer wish to do collabs with you. I don't want you on my channel, and I will not be back to your channel. There's screenshots of this dude that's claiming he's being stalked, harassed relentlessly, titling his video where he's addressing me, using my photograph, saying, I own you. Do you realize that's not the only video he's done like that? So no, I'm sorry. It's not me that's obsessed. It's him. It's not me that has a problem with walking away and not having anything else to do with this dude. It's him. I've been trying to walk away from this dude and get away from him since fucking March. But it seems like to me, motherfuckers want me to allow him to attack me on a fucking daily basis and me not respond. They sitting there co-signing this motherfucker, calling the police on me. But the minute you say, listen, I'm going to protect myself legally, let me call the police. Oh, you supposed to be from the streets. That type of hypocrisy, you have to overlook that. That's a part of that double standard and that penis privilege that as a black woman, you do not have the luxury of having. If you think that has nothing to do with penis privilege and male identified women, these mammies and these mules that allow these men to exploit them sexually, financially, and to abuse them physically, emotionally, and verbally, then you will be mistaken. That is the personification of why women are divesting from black men and from the black community. Even when I was with the pro-blacks, my position was no different. I still promoted and encouraged black women to date interracially. Even when I was with the pro-blacks. What the fuck are you talking about? Even when I was with the pro-blacks, I was not with that goddamn black male first bullshit. Never have been. I was not, even then, I wasn't into helping black men build up their platforms. Why can't you build some shit for yourself? That same energy. Why can't you build it for yourself? Why can't you build it for you and yours? No, let him go build his own shit. That's not your job. It's not your job to nurse and fix his mommy issues. It's not your job to make him feel secure as a man. Either he is a man or he ain't one. That's not your job. That's why so many black women are broken beyond repair now. Trying to help trifling ass niggas that don't want to help their goddamn selves. Sitting there believing you can fix and nurse and help and cultivate a broken beyond repair motherfucker into a respectable man. It's not going to fucking happen. And there are goddamn women that will hate you because you go against the grain. Or because you say, no, I'm not going to do what my grandmothers did. I'm not going to do what my aunts did. I'm not going to do what my mother did. I'm not putting up with that shit. No, I'm not going to fry your big piece of chicken with a black fucking eye. No, I'm not going to raise the bastard children that you create while we're fucking married. No, I'm not going to tolerate you putting me at risk for herpes, AIDS, and everything else. Because you want to go out and fuck as many women as you want to, but still keep a home intact. They will blame you for the failure of a relationship or a fucking marriage because you didn't tolerate somebody abusing and fucking you off like that, because those dumb bitches do it. And the reason why there are so many of these bitches putting up with this shit is because they don't want to deal with the stigma of, that's why you're single. That's the reason why you don't have a man. See, if you tolerated Jerome whooping your ass like I tolerate Jerome whooping my ass, guess what, bitch? You would have a man. If you tolerated Tyrone going out and fucking all the other women that he wanted to fuck, guess what, bitch? You would have a man. If you didn't say you expect a man to be a protector and a provider, guess what? You the way Hakeem and Khalil, if you was willing to take care of a man and didn't expect him to be a man and have his own source of stable income, if you wasn't willing to help a brother out or build the brother up, fuck that builder. The builder brother goddamn workshop is fucking closed. The goddamn baby factory is closed. Sorry, not the fuck sorry. If you don't want to see, if you had let Dawood drive your car, and if you had let Dawood use your credit cards and fuck your credit up, and if you gave a brother your coinage, if you gave Dawood a little bit of your coinage that you get out there and hustle for and get out the motherfucking mud, bitch, you would have a man. But because you don't do that, bitch, that's why you manless. That's why I got a man. Guess what, bitch? You got a man and you still ain't got shit. Guess what, bitch? You got a man and you still ain't got a protector. Guess what, bitch? You got a man and you still ain't got a provider. Guess what, bitch? You got a man, you got an in-house motherfucking nigga. You got in-house dick and you still ain't got a father for your fucking children, bitch. You still ain't got a husband or a motherfucking marriage out the situation, bitch. Get into it or you ain't gonna like this type of teaching. Now, for those that have been around, they know what my original content is. And it's not beefing. I've never made things about my life, my struggles. I've never got up here and promoted women going, no, it was just the opposite. Don't do things, including fighting and biting over dusty niggas that could lead to you getting a goddamn criminal record that could fuck up your potential to be great, to have a government or a federal goddamn job, to go be a correctional officer. You know the way how I got, even when I was in county jail, how I got perks. Because even the female correctional officers that talk to me, they have a great deal of respect for me. I had Officer Gendro and Officer West. Officer Gendro would go to where the lunches were, where they give out the COs the lunch, and come back and bring me her lunch, what they ate for lunch. I don't have a disdain against women that are law-abiding women, college-educated women. That's bullshit. And I don't have an insecurity about myself as a woman. I don't care if a woman is more beautiful. I don't care if a woman is more intelligent, more articulate. The people that believe that are the people that put those narratives out there and the ones that find some benefit in believing those false narratives. That's not how I operate. So I can be in a room with beautiful, attractive, intelligent, articulate, educated women. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not being funny and I'm not being arrogant when I say I have always had the most beautiful, intelligent, articulate, and college-educated moderators in the sector. That's not bullshit. And some of these women have been my day ones, right? And still follow me and support me to this day. And they've done so for years. They didn't just start following me or just start supporting my channel or just start subscribing. They've been here. They know what my original content is, and it was not beefing. I've never kept the things about my life a secret, whether it was the molestation, whether it was the abusive marriage, the attraction to the toxic niggas, whether it was about my mistakes I made in parenting. I've never got up here and said I was the perfect mother. I did the absolute best I could do for my children. No, what I said is I taught my children what I had learned. And in doing so, when I got to a certain age, I realized I had failed my children as a mother because no, that was not the best that I could do. Being fixated on streets, fast life, and money, material bullshit, in the pursuit of that, believing that as long as they had food, clothing, and shelter, that was going to be, and as long as I bought them whatever they wanted, that was the substitute for having their mother physically there. I was co-parenting from prison. No, that is not the best that I could do. I've never made a secret of that. I've never got up here and said I was a perfect mother. I've never said that. I've admitted what my failures were. I did that a long time ago. The problem with a lot of these individuals and with people like the ZXs, they don't believe you are worthy. They believe that because they get up here and they present this image and this facade and this illusion of how perfect they are and how perfect their life is, if they say all the right things, that the support and the love that you get, that's genuine, all of that they should get. Their platform should get the support you get. Their subscribers should love them the way that your subscribers love and support you. And when they don't get that, when that's not forthcoming, they develop this pathological jealousy and envy of you. All the more so if you are a Black woman. Because what they really want to tell you is, you ghetto hood rat bitch, who the fuck are you to be any goddamn thing different? Who the fuck are you to rise your status quo above the fucking ghetto? Who the fuck are you to think that you deserve better than what the fuck the Black community has to offer? Who the fuck do you think you are to want to live in the suburbs? To want better for you and your children? You ain't no better, bitch. That's what the fuck they really want to tell you. That's why they constantly are going to remind you of where you were at one point in time. And anything they can do to stop you from having better, they will do it. In closing, y'all, I'm going to play this. This was a conversation between myself and Detective Brian. And again, for those of you that think this is some kind of game, it's not a game. And everybody that co-signed everything that happened, although this is entertainment for you, it's not entertainment. And last night, I went over to Pastor Wilson. I was actually in his bushes, and I went over to Pastor Wilson's channel and had a conversation. And I hopefully provided clarity on whatever questions people may have had. That was my purpose in being there, to answer the questions. Okay, because I don't want to keep talking about it. Okay, I don't want anything else to do with this dude. I made that evident to the police, that I wanted this man to stop talking about me, to stop addressing me from his channel, to leave me, my moderators, and my subscribers the fuck alone. I don't want anything to do with him. His content is not my content. And yes, although I do the beefing, the roasting, the parody, the dragging, I also know how to create actual content and to have the conversation. I have a predominantly large female audience, even though I have some brothers that have been supporting me since day one, that I can actually have a conversation with, that my audience is comfortable with, that can perhaps answer some of the questions. One of the first panels that ZX ever came to was actually the Boom Boom Room, because I wanted to bring in males, because I was actually going to interview like other male content creators. It's like some of the ones that I know that women are faves of, to interview them and to ask them some questions that I know some of the sisters would want to ask, with the hopes that we would get an honest answer and make it fun. So I started the Boom Boom Room, where we could have like an hour or two where we just sit around like it's a bar, like a lounge, like a cyber lounge. I had things planned to have, well, I actually did have one cyber slumber party with the sisters, right? If they chose to cam up, that would have been on them, right? But those were the type of things that I had in mind. I had like a cyber, I wanted to have I was talking with JV about having like a cyber, because she's like the other techie person, as far as but certain things, if I wanted to she would be my go-to chick. Darren would be, there would be certain things I would go to Suge for, certain things. Like, I have content creators that I go to for certain types of information, that if I want help with something, I reach out to other content creators. And so that we could grow organically together. Because there's nothing wrong with pursuing and collaborating with content creators that are bigger than you, but you're actually supposed to be willing to put in the work with the other content creators that are coming up through the ranks like you, that are actually growing their platforms. You're really, it would be a good idea for you to actually cross promote each other's platforms as you grow. One of the reasons why everybody knows that at the conclusion of my live streams, all of my moderators, if they were a content creator, I would promote and plug their channel. The reason why I stopped doing that, not only because I got snaked so many times, but people would be following you and supporting you just solely for that purpose. So I've always told you, I never take it to heart when a content creator is guarded, because I get the gist that that's how that they have to be that way. They have to wonder whether or not this person has an agenda. I don't even take that personal. Trust and believe me, I don't. Just like I know that there are these groupies that just follow you around. That's why I came up with that term over a year ago, the cyber rock star, because they're not celebrities, but they're kind of like cyber rock, like online rock stars, where these people get these fixations, and they claim to hate you, but they watch everything you do. They're always in your bushes, always in your cloud. They critique everything you do. They pick apart everything you say, and they just won't go any fucking where. I have motherfuckers follow me that have been following me for 4 fucking years, around in chat rooms, still years after the fact, as if I know these motherfuckers, and I don't. So I know, I used to think content creators were exaggerating. No, some of these motherfuckers are just fucking weirdos. And they get these fixations on you, and they become obsessed with you, obsessed with your damn life. And no matter how open and candid you are with them, it's not enough. They got to know more. Okay, well, you told us this and you showed us that, but show us this. You don't have the fucking right to see that. You don't have the right to be privy to that. What makes you, it's their sense of entitlement that leads them to believe they have a right to all those things when you don't. Get your weird ass the fuck on. Yes, Joe. Yes, just like remember I talked about having the Sicilian Saturdays where we sit around and talk about the different mob families. We could have a Sicilian Saturday, hey JV, a civilian Saturday, civilian Sunday, or some civilian Saturday or Sicilian Sunday. And shout out to my sis JV, who believed in me, who always has believed in me. Okay. And sometimes, even if you don't see me in her chat, even if you don't see her in my chat, she has a brand that she's been building. Okay. But nothing has changed about our friendship. Okay. And we're friends off of YouTube. Okay. Nothing has changed about the dynamics of our friendship. So even if you don't see us, there are things that I do on YouTube that are contradictory, that basically are a conflict of interest when it comes to brand building. That's something I don't take personal. No, she and I have an understanding. And it has always been her encouragement that she doesn't mind. She knows occasionally I may have to drag a motherfucker, but she also wanted me to realize my potential and believed in that and saw in that and has tried to redirect me more than once. I was hard. I didn't listen. Okay. So that's just the way that it is. All right. So even if you don't see her in my chat or we don't go in. No, she has there are things at times when I turn up like that, it's a conflict of interest with brand building. And I get the gist of that and I don't take that personal. But we're actually friends in real life off of, as my sister Cass is as well, we're friends off of YouTube. Likewise, Brandy Davis. Okay? People like STL for you. People, Brandy Davis, Uncle Suge, those are people that are my friends off of YouTube. Chris Douglas, my friends off of YouTube. I just don't get up here and share all of that. Sometimes you're almost scared of telling people who your actual friends are because you don't want them to come under fire. So you don't really want these people to know who all of your associations are or who you actually talk to on the back end. That's really none of their business. And it's certainly not their business what we talk about on the back end. Me and JV don't agree all the time. Me and Uncle Suge don't agree all the time. Me and Brandy don't agree all the time. Me and STL don't agree all the time. It doesn't mean we don't argue. It doesn't mean that we don't have disagreements. It just means that we don't take RT and make it content for the YouTube streets. But yes, we disagree. We don't see eye to eye on everything. Okay? That's for the purpose of clarity. But I just want to let y'all know that again, here's the thing. And I'm gonna say this in fairness, and I know that some people may not agree, right? What I could say, because of everything that has happened, because of the threats that we both engaged in it, that we both went back and forth with threats and all of this kind of stuff like that, I could leave it at that. But I don't believe he's going to leave it at that. So I have to take steps to protect myself legally. So that way I'm not sitting, having somebody go file false charges on me and I'm sitting somewhere. And this person that's engaged in the same thing, been doing the same thing, pretends to be a victim. Because he's not a victim. He's a 55-year-old man that had the option to make different decisions just like I did. And again, I don't want to do anything impulsively. I want to think things through, But make no mistake about it, what he did, I can guarantee you he would be in handcuffs before I would be. Not only is it crystal clear, nobody knew definitively what happened but Suge and Brandy Davis. Nobody. Nobody knows the extent of what happened. Nobody has heard the audio. There's certain parts of that video where you can't even hear the audio. But make no mistake about it. If I go to the detectives and I was advised to call back between the hours, and I'll let you hear that 5-minute call between me and Detective Bryant. If I go to the police and show them that audio, they're going to arrest him. I mean, show them that video, he's going to be arrested. It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter if he says his mama was called. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is that he's on camera with a weapon coming out of his house. Okay, she's stalking, harassing. Why don't you just call the police? Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is not a stand your ground state. You can't just come out of your house, guns ablazing, and shoot a person just because of words. There were no threats being communicated. That's the purpose of me recording it. So that he couldn't say, she did this. That's why I recorded it. So that he couldn't say, she did this, she said that, she did this. Do you realize I recorded before I even got to his house? And gave the explanation of why I was going there. That's all been documented with timestamps and dates. That's the reason why I had more than one device. I was recording before I got to his house. So that there could be no allegation that this was done, that was done, that was said, this was done. No, it wouldn't be wise for him to do that. But I did that to protect myself. So all of you who think you're helping him, you're actually not helping him. I can be fair even in the instance of where I don't believe that motherfuckers have been fair with me, and I could leave the shit right there. Or we can take to the next level, because I can assure you, if I go with that video footage to Northwest Detectives, it doesn't matter what he says was done or said online to his mother or nobody, he's going to be in jail. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to add some sexual deviation charges to that. You can't talk up under somebody's clothes with a loaded weapon in your hand and then go down and get in the person's face. You just can't do that. For all of you experts on the law, I suggest you call an attorney or go ask a police officer. There's jurisdiction that detectives have that police officers on the street do not have.
Yes, hi. I was given, I'm sorry, I was given information. There was a report filed, and I was given a DC number and basically advised that because the handgun could not be seen on my video, but you could hear the audio, to basically go file a private criminal complaint. And I did attempt to do that. However, when I contacted the district attorney's office, the district attorney referred me back to Northwest Detectives, because they basically said that he should have been arrested. Yes, he should have been arrested. But what he did was, I'm sorry. What he did? Okay, what he did was, he basically, before the police got there, he had basically put the weapon, he had hid the weapon, and then came back outside to talk to the police before the police got there. What he did was, because it's something that stemmed from social media, he agreed in front of the police to basically not address me, and I agreed to the same thing. He, within less than 24 hours, he actually uploads the home video surveillance from the residence where he The handgun is clearly visible, and you can clearly hear him basically referring to me not having any underwear on, making references to his genitalia, and again, he had a loaded handgun. I was unarmed. And he uploaded the video to social media and told everybody to share it. Now, prior to that, I only had basically, it was pretty much, even though it was a video, it was, you could only hear the audio of what was happening, where he's threatening to pistol whip me, and to shoot me and to shoot my children, which is something that has been going on for several months. I have also filed police reports in my local district, and I also sent him a cease and desist on May the 13th after a month and a half of relentless, basically I do YouTube commentary on domestic violence, sexual assault, sex trafficking and such. Because of his conduct online, I felt that it was basically detrimental to my brand to continue to deal with him because of his activities online, because he's very abusive. So I basically asked him initially I made him aware that I didn't have any further interest in doing any further collaborations with him. And what he has done is relentlessly stalk me, stalk my subscribers, attack my subscribers, attack my moderators. He's putting out their personal information. He's putting out their photographs. There are people that are doxing their children and things like that. So this has been an ongoing situation. I get the gist that it was not a wise thing to do. It was not, it wasn't a smart thing to do, and it was certainly in poor judgment to actually approach this guy. I was frustrated because it was relentless. And clearly I told the police that night, I said, all this is going to do is embolden this guy, because if nothing happens to him, he's going to get right back online and do the same thing. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Do you have the report number? Let me look it up.
Yes, I do. It's DC 21 14 039 219.
Oh, this happened yesterday. This happened, right?
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to allow you guys to listen to, because for the purpose of protecting myself legally, I don't want to put too much out there, because that gives them the upper hand to be able to lie. Again, I was not deceptive about the fact that there have been threats made both back and forth. I told the police that night. That's in the report. Okay? I didn't get up there and present myself to be a victim. What I did was say that I wanted this dude to leave me alone, stop addressing me, right? Stop attacking me, leave my moderators and leave my subscribers alone. He was advised of that. When I went and sent this dude a cease and desist, what did he do? He went live and he laughed and mocked and he tried to mock me about the cease and desist. When I called the police on this dude, did he stop? No, he went live and started laughing about it. Do you all not realize that's all documented? That's before any conversations with this dude's mother or anything. So he's had an opportunity to retreat, to stop, to leave things be, and nonetheless, he's continued. So I want everybody that co-signed this dude having me arrested for calling his mother, I want you all to keep that same energy, because his ass is going to jail. And I can assure you he's going to be there before I get there. And shout out to all of you who shared the video that thought that you were big upping him. Help him get his bond money, which is going to be very high, because that's considered a sex crime when you have a weapon in your hand and you're speaking sexually to a person that you don't have a sexual relationship with. Do you not realize this dude is basically a stranger? That the only way I know him is from YouTube? It would be no different if a man on the street, what he did is the equivalent. Keep in mind, I don't know this man personally. I don't have a romantic interest in him, and I've never had a romantic or a sexual relationship with him. Do you realize that what he did was the equivalent of a goddamn man being on the street and approaching you with a weapon in his hand, talking up under your clothes? That's considered a sex crime in this state for all of you experts on the fucking law. So shout out to all of you who shared that video. And I thank him for giving me the evidence that I did not have, because the video, you could not see the weapon in his hand because, again, it was dark. And remember, I was standing between the two houses. There is no light there. There's only light on his porch. But he provided the clarity in the evidence that's going to send his ass to jail. Now, what they advised me to do was basically I have to call back during the hours of when the report was filed. That's how that works here. Because as he doesn't have the authority to assign the case to anybody. You have to contact them during the hours where the report was made. So for those of you who think it's a game, I promise you it's not. And because people have made it evident that it's okay for him to do the things that he's doing and then to have me thrown in jail, I want you to keep that same energy. Because if it's his right to do everything that he was doing, I want you to keep that same energy when I exercise my rights. And for the purpose of clarity, my driver's license was provided to law enforcement. If I had any warrants, they would have taken me into custody right then and there. So it's been a lie. He's been lying to people for months that there were pending charges, that their warrants had been issued. It was a lie. That was the money grab. Okay? And shout out to Uncle Suge, because Uncle Suge did talk to me. We talked 2 hours. And one of the things that we talked about was he did not want me to go. And before I went, I talked to him about my sister's murder. And I told him I was very triggered by this dude continuously threatening me. And I told him I did not tell Uncle Suge the truth. I did not tell him who I was going there with. I just told him I wasn't going by myself. He did not want me to go. He said, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. He said, I believe that if you're going to meet up with this dude, don't go to his house. If he's going to meet you, he'll meet you at a mutual location. Don't go to his house. And I told him, I'm sick of this dude. And I feel like if I don't confront this dude, he's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. That was the person that I talked to prior to. And that was the first person I called after the fact to tell him what happened. Because what he ultimately did is, as I walked down the street towards my sister's vehicle, he followed me down the street. The first call I made was to my sister to tell her to look out because he may be following me, and to tell my and the next call was to Suge. My sons did not know. I love you more, Suge. My sons did not know where I went. And even when I came back and I was upset and I was telling my son, I can show you text messages from my son saying, Mom, that story don't make no sense. Why the fuck would you go somewhere? He didn't say, why the F would you go? He was like, well, what would you be doing to go to meet somebody off of social media anyway? The story didn't make any sense. And then I told him the truth. At that point, we didn't see the video. He just heard the audio. And when he actually uploaded that video and they seen that video, they lost their shit. And again, it was not in good judgment. Because not only did I put myself at risk, I put my other relatives at risk. I didn't lie to the police about that. That's all in the report. But what he did was prove that what I told the police that night was correct. that's not going to do anything but embolden him. He's going to get back online and do the same thing. The very same thing that Lady Lie did. So no, I'm not going to apologize or be held to some standard of some street code when you have people co-signing this dude getting me arrested when you know he's doing the same thing. And you all know he does not meet men with that same energy the way that he aggressively pursues and attacks other women. Anybody that's confused about what this dude's history is can go to his freaking channel. He's hidden his channel now because he got flagged. But everybody, for the most part, stop it, Sunshine. Everybody, for the most part, knows what this dude's content is and knows that he does nothing but harass and relentlessly stalk Black women on YouTube. Period. You have a right to choose who you want to do commentary with, who you want to collab with, what moderators you want to appoint. Nobody should be trying to dictate that to you, nor should you be attacked simply because you don't pick a side or you don't agree with everything that they do and say. He is not. He's not a felon, but he does. Hold on for a second. As a matter of fact, for the purpose of clarity, let me show you all. Give me a second. Let me show you all that record, because he's up here telling people that he does not have a record when the fact of the matter is he does. Give me a second. I'm going to play a little, take a little music intermission, and I'm going to take a little music intermission while I look up that to prove to y'all that those are just these are, keep in mind, these are, Suge has his actual record of the domestic violence charges. He was not just charged, he was convicted in another state of domestic violence, of assault. So no, he would not have a permit to carry. He's not a felon, but he does have a guilty conviction in the state of Pennsylvania. So because it's a disorderly conduct involving a Philadelphia police officer, no, he would not be given the option to have a permit to carry. And that's the reason why he knows that. That's the reason why he lied about it to the police and told the police he didn't have a weapon. You're not allowed to bring a weapon outside of your house. If you're not allowed to bring a weapon outside of your house, and that's just the fact of the matter. Oh, hold on, y'all. Give me a second.
Close enough to start a war. All that I've had is on the floor. God only knows what we're fighting for. All that I say, you always say more. I can't keep up with your turning tables under your thumb. I can't breathe. So I won't let you close enough to hurt me. No, I won't ask you to just desert me. I can give you.
I'm going to post the link so that you all can look it up for yourself, but I'm also going to share the screen and show you. This is Philadelphia's website. Okay. Do you see that? He has a criminal record.
As hard as it can, no, I will never be knocked down. I can keep up with your turning tables under your thumb. I won't let you close enough to hurt me. No, I won't let you.
Give me 1 second.
I can't keep you. Up to think you gave me. It's time to say goodbye to turning tables.
Now, you can see you can clearly see this is a guilty conviction. So he's been lying. He's not a felon, but because this case is tied, and I'll post a link to that case, so that way you can see the specifics of where he was arrested for disorderly conduct with a Philadelphia police officer, and the case specifics are in this filing. He tried to sue the Philadelphia police and accused the Philadelphia police of taking money from him. Okay? He accused the Philadelphia police of stealing money from him, $800, and he filed the police report against the Philadelphia police. These are the legal documents that relate to that case. The case specifics are there. He was found guilty in a court of law by a judge. They would not give somebody that's considered disorderly conduct is considered crime against a person, even though it's not a felony. They would not give a person with that type of conviction a permit to carry anything. Moreover, he has criminal charges in another state that include a conviction for basically harassment, assault, and threats. So it's a lie. There you have it right there. Nobody's making stuff up on this dude. Nobody's slandering this dude. These are the facts. That's why he lied to the police when she asked him if you were carrying a weapon. Or if he was in possession of one. He's on camera lying about it. And then later on that day, or in the wee hours of the morning, you're coming out of your house. He's coming out of his house with the handgun that he lied and told the police he didn't have. Why do you think he lied about it? If he was within his legal right to have a weapon, him telling the police, I'm going to protect myself, that means nothing. They can tell you anything. But them telling you that and you interpreting that to mean you can just come out your house and shoot somebody that's standing there just because they're at your door is bullshit. Even in Georgia, a stand your ground state, we just witnessed the police tell Lady Fish that no, you cannot just come out your door and shoot somebody just because they're there. I'm not approaching him. He left the safety of his home, came outside with a loaded weapon, and then approached me. He's walking towards me. He's in my face. He's the one that's making threats. So where is the threat to him? With the weapon in his hand. For all the fucking legal experts. And when it's said and done, I never called the cops on this dude. Even when he was doing video after video after video after video, he was the one who started initiating. Listen, y'all, before his mother was called, he is the damn one who ran to the police. He started the police reports. And nobody said anything. Nobody stopped them. Nobody said, well, you're doing the same thing. Well, why are you continuing to threaten her, but you're going to the police talking about you being a victim, you and your mother being a victim? Why didn't anybody stop him? Why didn't anybody intervene or say anything to him or call him out on his hypocrisy? Nobody in his camp did that. They co-signed everything that he did. They got behind the scenes and helped him flag my channels when they knew and heard him making the same type of threats. So what's the problem? Is it that my threats is only me making threats that's the issue? It's not an issue for him to make threats? When it's said and done, like I told the sisters, at some point you have to kind of like tune out that double standard and that type of hypocrisy and just go ahead and do what you have to do to legally protect yourself. Period. Okay? That's what you have to do. You can't, you can't, because, you can't do that. Okay, well, let the Philadelphia police prove the gun was real. So now the gun wasn't real? Okay, well, again, expert, let him explain that to the Philadelphia. He can explain that to a jury, okay? So now, again, they're trying to backpedal off it. Oh, you got to prove the gun is real. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Was it real or wasn't it? Because, see, you can't have it both ways. See, if you want him to get the props for coming out the house being armed and dangerous, ready to bust a cap in a motherfucker, do you realize that it doesn't have to be real? Do you realize that the law is that basically the person that you're pulling it on thought it was real? You do realize that, right? Again, do your research. Nobody has to prove it was real. I believed it was real. And apparently, everybody that shared his video believed it was real. So you don't get to have it both ways, black people. Either he came out the house, locked and loaded, and was ready to bust a cap in a bitch, or either he came out the house with a fake gun and pretended it was real and threatened to pistol with me with this imaginary fake gun and threatened to shoot me and my children with this imaginary fake gun. You don't get to have it both ways. So did he come out the crib locked and loaded and ready to bust a cap in a bitch? Or was the gun fake? And if the gun was fake, then that should mean it should be open season for all his ops, because that means he's up online threatening people without a real gun. That means he was just acting when he was walking down the street making all these threats. You don't get to have it both ways. Okay? I saw RJU Jones. I saw him show a clip as well. And that's the video that we have. And we also have screenshots of him with the clip in his hand, sitting on his porch, live streaming for a total of 4 hours. 4 hours. So what was he cocking, y'all? Y'all remember? You know what else we have? Him cocking a pistol, telling his audience, click, click, you hear that? Click, click. click. You hear that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick a gun in your mouth. Yeah, bitch. You talk too much. I'll pull you in the house and stick my gun in your mouth. Click, click. You hear that? So what was that about? Was that a fake gun too? Oh, I'm just saying, just be clear. Doesn't matter whether he hid the video. I got the video downloaded. And people sent me clips of screenshots of what was going on in the chat room. We got the video in its entirety. So he can hide it all he wants. In the court of law, that's evidence. You do know that. So what was that all about? Listen, they don't forgot all about that part. Listen, y'all, they were so busy about their business. Y'all forgot about that, right? Him cocking the gun, talking about how he would stick a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. That little reenactment that he did, cocking the pistol. That ain't the first time he did it, though, is it? Well, don't worry about it, because we got all the times that he did it. With that being said, y'all, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Okay. I'll be back a little bit later on. I want to go through Miss Olivia's video and regarding, and those of you that haven't checked out that video, please go and check out that video and subscribe to Uncle. So make sure that you subscribe to Uncle Suge's channel, please. And my sis JV Dessalines. Okay. And again, shout out to Babe Nation in the building, and anybody else I missed. I'm sorry, I wasn't keeping up with the chat. Hey, Doctor. Hey, Miss Indy, Pink Lady, Frida, Chakra King Black. I saw you in the chat earlier, babe. You were one of the first ones in. Good morning. Hey, Soapbox and Soapbox. Y'all in these names. Soapbox Jones. And some of these names be so damn funny. Hey, Wild Seed. See. Hey, Moody. Let me see. Aries. Miss Indy. Dior Diva. Good morning, Fairy Gang. Hey, Jin. Key. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. Shady. I saw Shady earlier. Metaphysical Life Mastery. My sis, Metaphysical Life Mastery. And my sis, both my sisters, and again, for the sisters that like to, my moderator, Metaphysical Life Mastery, that's a sister I've been knowing, I want to say, for about 3 years. If y'all haven't subscribed to her channel, please go and check out her channel and love on her a little bit, because she has this sister. When I tell you, she has a wealth of anything. And Uncle Suge, make sure you subscribe, because if you want to talk about herbal stuff and holistic healing stuff, whether it's for whether it's for anxiety, mental health stuff, skin, nails, all of that stuff, that sister has a wealth of knowledge about anything healthy, natural, whatever. She has a wealth of knowledge about that stuff. Tons and tons of research. And she also does commentary on, she also does divestment content and commentary on women's issues. Okay. As does my sis, JV Dessalines. She does more of the level up type of content. Dropping those gems and that game for the sisters that are committed to living a better life, to basically to leveling up life on all levels. Okay. Let me see. And my sis Poetic Kells. For those of y'all who have never seen how beautiful Poetic Kells is, I think it was Poetic Kells, Sister George, I think it was, did Cass come through? I think Cass came through. JV Dessalines. For those of y'all that have never seen how drop dead gorgeous these sisters are, they actually did a live stream cammed up on my sis JV Dessalines channel. Not Chris, was it Christmas or New Year's, y'all? Y'all know I'm old. I forgot. I gotta write notes and stuff. Yeah, they did an actual live stream. For those of y'all who have never seen how drop dead gorgeous these sisters are, they did a live stream on JV Dessalines' channel where they cammed up for the holidays. And they are some beautiful sisters, beautiful, intelligent. If I'm not mistaken, I think Uppity Unicorn was on that panel as well. But I remember Sister George was there. I think Cass came through, but I remember Kels being on that panel as well. Okay. So ladies and gents, thank you guys for coming through. I'm going to shut it down, but make sure you all subscribe to their channels. Give them some watch time. Sometimes when I'm very busy and I don't have time to actually sit down and watch the live stream, I'll turn basically I'll listen to the stream while I'm cleaning, while I'm doing laundry, while I'm painting my nails or whatever. Just so they can get that view time. Okay. And we do have to support each other and support each other's channels and that sort of thing. Okay. So I'm going to go, y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. Queen of the South. One of the fashionistas, one of the baddest moderators in the land. Okay. Metaphysical Life Mass. Listen, they quick. They don't play no games. Beautiful soul. Hey, Queen Mayat. Y'all check out Queen Mayat TV. That's another beautiful sister. Okay. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk, y'all. Beautiful sisters, not just on the outside, but inside as well. That want what's best for Black women and want to see us win and be in healthy, happy relationships. Okay. And to basically level up on every level. We don't have to live impoverished and in dysfunction and be in toxic, unhealthy relationships forever, just because people expect us to stay there. Okay. And again, I'm going to drop that link for those of y'all who are interested in going to see what that court case is about, to basically substantiate and validate that no, this dude has a criminal history. Okay. All right. So I don't care about what you're talking. Won't you just go be, don't worry. Save your breath. And why don't you be a witness for him? Okay. Be a witness for him in court. All right. Peace, y'all. Enjoy the remainder of your day.